Well, hello and welcome from Silverstone to this, the championship race for the FIA GT1 World Championship, and a championship race with a difference, because today up for grabs the famous RAC Tourist Trophy, first won in 1905 by John Napier on a course far removed from the wide open plains of Silverstone. So, Krum and Enger on the front row, Warren Hughes and Mike Heserman on row 2, and then we have Pastorelli and Dusseldorp on row 3, X and Leclerc starting for the Belgian racing teams on row 4, Engelbert and Hohenadel on row 5, and all 4 GT row 6, Leinders and Makovic. Then we get the Lamborghini of Bassenge, the Nissan of Campbell Walter, and right at the back, Stefan Mucker and Richard Westbrook. An hour's worth of racing for the RAC Championship Trophy. It's GT1 action here at Silverstone on a Sunday afternoon. And the lights go green, and away we go. The two Fords sandwiched in the middle as Enger and Krum get a decent start, and I think Krum is just edging away down the straight. Into Abbey they go. Enger on the inside. Lock up there from Warren Hughes in the sumo-powered Nissan, and he's lost about 4 or 5 places. But for our race leader, Thomas Enger, it's been the perfect start. Riding back now as the Mark VDS Fords just getting attached a little bit. The 2 Lamborghinis are right in there as well. And can they get through the loop without any problems whatsoever? So far, so good. Enger leads Krum, and then Mike Heserman as well, as the one of the Nissans, I think, Jamie Campbell Walter down there, getting onto the dirt, and then going even wider. That's the Corvette of Rossi.
Well, it went right off track. I mean, literally coming out of Aintree onto the Wellington Straight, well off the racetrack. Great start by Thomas Enger. And Oak Spin, one of the Belgian 4 GTs, has been tagged.
And that's Antoine Leclerc in the Belgian Racing 4 GT, tagged and sent tumbling to the back of the field.
So Thomas Enger's got that advantage. He was challenged into turn 1 by Michael Krum. The grunt of the V8 engine in the Nissan just about got on top of the Aston Martin, but in track position for Thomas Enger allowed him to sweep through Abbey, and he's now got control, not comfortably, but that's where he wants to be. On board and Aston coming up, this is the part of the racetrack that we were talking about, into Village Corner, the tight right-hander, then up to the loop. This is for the part of the racetrack that pinches. Drivers can go high, they can stay low, but it is the one part of the racetrack where you can guarantee there will be, at some point, overtaking.
There's an awful long time to go. It's a long race here, and just looking at Dimitri Engelbert is making a bit of a move as well, Joe.
Yeah, doing a good job. He's up to 5th place in that Corvette, and he struggled a little bit, I thought, yesterday, but he's got track position here, and he's running in the top 5, and he's got a little bit of clear air, a second and a half. He's ahead of Nicky Pastorelli in the Lamborghini. And
I said that Richard Westbrook was making a move up towards Baz Leinders, and they touched going through Vale. He tried to squeeze past Westbrook, but there was no room. Leinders, the Belgian, just slammed the door shut, and eventually some of those cars are going to have to stay on the track going through Club. They're all running far too wide, really.
Tension in the Nissan pitches. You can watch Richard Westbrook leading these final 3 Nissans. He also was on the back row of the grid, but not had the chance to make the progress of fellow row sitter, looking down the inside, down the outside, trying to find a way past the Ford as they come down into Stowe, but not able to get it. This battle with Mucker, the 2 4 GTs, and that's really inhibiting Richard Westbrook. He's not able to pick up his momentum. He's being basically run at the pace of those 3 cars ahead of him. Mucker looks to get alongside Marc Bassang going into Village, but he couldn't quite get it done. He's now on the outside of the loop and opens the door for somebody to look up at the inside. He seemingly got it covered.
Looking back at Mike Heserman there, still running in 3rd place. Dusseldorp in 4th. Is Mucker can have a little go there on Bassage? No, he's not. Westbrook has Leinders in his sights once again. Can't get past. This is turning into a frustrating few minutes for Westbrook as they come out of the loop now, and that's someone losing a place there, isn't it?
I think that's the Aston of...
I think it was that the Aston of Stefan Christian Hohenadel.
Yeah, it was.
Just getting passed by Freddie Makovic, who's been there trying to make that move for quite some time now. Hohenadel's lost a lot of places, John. He's lost 3 places.
There's been contact. I think he may well have picked up a puncture, or maybe there was contact, but all of a sudden that Aston Martin is going backwards, when everybody, well, side by side with the final on this one coming out, or the middle one of Jamie Campbell Walter coming out through Luffield into Woodcote side by side. and normally 2 into 1 in Woodcote doesn't work.
For the championship, this is going to turn things very much on its head. Christian Hohenadel, we're on board with him right now. The championship leader having problems and disappearing towards the back of the field as Pastorelli and Bassenge almost swapping places, going into Stowe. Mucker waiting to see if there's any opportunity for that Aston Martin. Now could have something under late braking down into Vale. Look at the Lamborghinis side by side going through there. Car number 38, Mark Bassenge manages to get past Nicky Pastorelli. But can Stefan Mucker join in on the act? Don't think so on this occasion.
It certainly compromised Pastorelli's entry into the corner. Oh,
and that's the Ford GT of Baz Linders going so wide there. He might as well have been, what, in another county?
He was running crossing. I mean, he was way 3-car widths off the racetrack. Now that was a strong move by Mark Basseng. Nicky Pastorelli again facing pressure, always runs extremely wide coming through.
Westbrook's got through, sorry John to cut it. Baz Linders has been passed by Richard Westbrook in the JR Motorsports Nissan. He's taken in 3 laps, but he's finally done it. Stefan Mucker in 8th place after starting at a very back row, and he might just come under pressure here. Really has to take evasive action, forcing that Aston to the right-hand side of the track, because the Ford GT there of Makovic waiting to pounce.
Yeah, I mean, we saw that 1 lap ago. The car is clearly quicker there. Westbrook tries to get up alongside the Ford down the inside into Copse. Can he get it done? Makovic late in the brakes and then just chomps across the front of the Nissan. No, not now, Richard, you can't.
That's a brave chop there, because Makovic almost made contact with the Nissan.
You can just see how much time the Nissan has made up on the last 3 laps, over 0.4 of a second on lap 7 alone.
It's certainly got the speed, and we've started getting into the realms of tyre life as well. If Richard Westbrook has been saving his tyres a little bit, he might get some better traction out of the slower corners. As we look down the hanger straight now, switches out, doesn't he? He's going to try and dance around the outside again, and Stowe Makovecki's got the inside line, and Westbrook has to concede, but can he hang on the tail into Vale?
I don't think he's close enough. That was his idea. He wanted to do the switchback. Now he's going down the inside. Yes, he's got it alongside.
Richard Westbrook finally squeezes his way past the second of the Ford GTs and gets a round of applause. Stewart's giving a warning to Fred Makovicki for just abusing the track limits, really.
So looking inside the Ford GT garage, Mark Henrici, he's happy with what's going on.
Let's head down to the pit lane, and Hayley Coxon, she's with Peter Dumbreck.
Petey, you're watching Westbrook there, he's fighting his way through the traffic. What's the likely result for you guys today?
Well, he's made really good progress so far. I just hope that I can do the same, you know. We need a really good pit stop. We need to jump another couple of cars, but you know, it'd be great if we can get the top 6 today.
Thank you.
I'll tell you what, Freddie Makovicki is going to need a well-earned sit-down in a few moments' time when the pit window opens, because he has been on it and basically manhandling the abilities of that Ford GT for the 22 minutes of this race so far, and probably doing a more competitive job than the car deserves.
Yes, and in fairness, Baz Linders in the sister car running, up the inside, contact with Mucker, and Richard Westbrook did a clumsy manoeuvre there, caught the back of the Aston, and that is not something I'd expected for Richard Westbrook to do.
Right, Darren Turner yesterday saying drivers need to use their heads. Richard Westbrook today punting the car that Darren Turner is soon to get in out off the track. And was that clumsy? The gap was there. Mucker slammed the door, and Richard Westbrook...
Well, looking at on screen, it didn't seem to me that it was a possible. He dives down the inside, he catches the rear quarter of the Aston Martin. Not fair enough in terms of alongside the Aston. Mucker will feel very wrong done by that one. There
he's
it is.
Out of the race.
He's had a bigger shunt. As a consequence, something in the car has failed. Mucker was trying to get back to the pits at racing speed, and something else has broken. Look at the debris around the circuit.
Well, let's just ride on board now with Stefan Mucker as he comes back out onto the track on the hanger straights. Goes past the Nissan and hits the Nissan.
He hit the Nissan. The Nissan was going slowly, and all of a sudden, Mucker hit the Nissan. Why that ever happened, I mean, that I've never witnessed in my life.
Is that revenge, John?
No, I can't imagine it was revenge. I think it was something that...
Well, that's Richard Westbrook pointing there at Stefan Mucker and saying, I know what you did there, mate. That was bang out of order. Let's have a look here. Mucker and he has to... No, he did. That's revenge. He's driven straight into Richard Westbrook. That is disgraceful.
Well, I mean, if that is what he has done, then clearly I think Stefan Mucker's career as a watch again and say, let's look again. Did you turn the wheel? I don't think he did turn the wheel, in fairness. He was obviously running right beside the Nissan. Now, he's got a reputation of doing that kind of thing. He didn't appear to turn the wheel left into the Nissan, but he certainly misjudged it and made contact, and that has taken those two cars out of the race. And Stefan Mucke will certainly be up on the steward's inquiry on that incident.
And we got a safety car as well because of all the debris, and the stewards are going to investigate the incident between Westbrook and Mucke. Pit lane window is now open, and Christopher Nygaard will replace Vanina X in the Belgian racing car, and also coming into the pits to make the change, Antoine Leclerc. So the Belgian racing cars coming in nice and early. Now the pit window is open, but they're all coming into the pit lane, so this is where it gets nice and confusing and chaotic and complicated. And I tell you, if you're one of the Aston Martin crew as well, after rebuilding that number 8 young driver Aston Martin overnight, you must be weeping from your soul outwards at the sight of it now stricken by the racetrack.
At the minute, from what we have seen, my indication is to say that Stefan Mucke should pay the bill, not just only for his own car, but for the Nissan.
Yeah.
I know that he was angry with what occurred when Westbrook tagged him coming out of Beckett's. Misjudgments like that are unnecessary. You don't need to literally run the side-by-side with another car.
Now, we know that the Hexus Aston Martin team are very good at pit stops. Christian Hohenadel, the championship leader, alongside Andrea Piccini, pitted from 12th place. I wonder where they're going to come back out into the pack, because now we get going again.
And
the
Lucas
Nissan
Luhr's
of
ahead.
Michael Krum's Nissan swapped over to Lucas Luhr. They've now got ahead. A round of applause at JRM for a very neat pit stop, because the leaders definitely changed hands here, and we have a new leader, and it is Lucas Luhr that's out. Now let's have a look. First incident.
Yeah, that clearly Westbrook made a misjudgment. He tagged the back of the Aston Martin, and there's no question about it. But Westbrook now with a wounded Nissan. Now we see the damaged Aston Martin, and this is Stefan Mucke. This is this is his on-board shot. So let's see what happens. Mucke gets the car back into gear, throws the throttle, angry, sees the Nissan, drives very close to the side of the Nissan, but misjudges it, tangles with the right-hand side, finds himself in all kinds of trouble, virtually riding off the